Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Justkenshi channel. So, in today's video, I'll be telling you guys the new best race in Peroxide. Now, this is a video that a lot of you guys have been requesting since I started making content in the game again. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Join the 25k subs, so let's go. Also, join my Discord server in the description of this video. So yeah, let's jump into the video. So the game consists of 4 races at the current moment. We have the Fullbringers, we have the cars, Quincy's, and lastly the Shinigami. Now each of these races are strong in their own section, but some races lack some stuff, like for example content and etc. Now let's start off with the worst race in the game at the current moment. Now the worst race in the game at the moment is the Fullbringers, and the reason I say the Fullbringers is the worst race is because Fullbringers lack a lot of things compared to the other races. For example, secondaries that are strong. Now the only thing that is carrying Fullbringers in my personal opinion is the dimensional Fullbringer, which is a legendary, and also I would say something like the Keter. Keter is carrying a little bit because some people found some way to actually like extend really well with the combos even after the big nerf that happened a long time ago. So yeah, it's just that Fullbringers lock a lot of content right now and they don't have much to do. The race is pretty boring at the current moment, but I do hope in the future when they add more content to the game that they would add something for Fullbringers, because at the moment they have nothing. Now they did give them a new M2, which is pretty nice, but other than that there's nothing else for Fullbringers. Now the race I have after this is the Quincy's. Now the Quincy's are way better than the Fullbringers in my personal opinion because Quincy's have a lot more tech and stuff to use. For example, they have the cybernetics. Now the heart cybernetic is very helpful for something like ranked or even PvE, because like just to say you're fighting something like Aizen and Aizen is about to grip you, you can pop the heart and you can still stay alive in the grind. Now, Fullbringers don't have a move like that where they have a revival. And Fullbringers, yes, you can run like a vitality build with Fullbring, but other than that, Fullbringers don't have any good stuff because their heal is not even that much as well. Yes, they do have a healing skill now, but the healing skill doesn't heal them that much. But yeah, now the other thing is that the Quincy secondaries, in my personal opinion, are way more fun to use than the Fullbring ones. Now the Fullbring ones, other than dimensional, is pretty boring actually. Dimensionally, you have to actually use like some text with M2s and stuff, and you could actually like, you know, plan out some stuff with dimension, because dimension is probably what they love the most. Like, I think the devs' favorite Fullbring is definitely dimensional with how much they glaze it, but you know, yeah. So yeah, the Quincy stuff are pretty fun to use, like Oasis and Odyssey. They're really nice, but some people may not like the strips because the strips are not like canon and stuff, but you know, I think the Quincy's are pretty cool in this game. Now the second race might surprise you, and in my personal opinion, I think it's because of all the recent nerfs that they got, and that race is the Shinigami at the second. Now a lot of you guys may say, but Horn of Salvation exists, but you know, Vast Rage exists. Now let me get into the conversation with this. Now in my personal opinion, I think that the Shinigamis have the best secondaries in the game. They have like basically the best things to use. For example, Lightning is brain dead. Clone is brain dead. Like if you play Clone, you would know Clone is brain dead. Ice is brain dead. Like all the stuff that the Shinigamis have are pretty easy to use, and they're really strong in meta and for grinding as well. Now let's talk about the Vassalorde. Now Vassalorde did get a buff. They did make it so that Vassalorde can like survive and you don't get knocked in the end anymore, and it is based off your mode bar now, which is pretty cool because at first it was just randomized. I think you only were in the mode for like 2 minutes at first, or a minute and a half, but I don't really know the time duration before, but now it lasts as long as you're awakening, so you don't like randomly just fall down now, so you can actually like plan out what you can do with your Vassalorde now. But Vasto is pretty good, but the only downside about Vasto is that once you pop it, you get like some mediocre skills. Like the Sarah is really good, yeah, but like people can just easily just, you know, flash step away from it. And then the other thing about it is the fact that the R, which is the new M2 that you get in Vast Rage, is pretty dodgeable, and you can combo extend it well if you use your push block special, where you like, you know, execute them like how he did with Ukiara basically. But other than that, I don't think that Faster Rage is a really comp mode. Yes, it's a really good mode because in ranked it gives you a complete revive, which is basically Shinigami start off with like 3 stocks. So yeah, even 4 if you pop it in both of your stocks that you have. So it's pretty brain dead. Now, Horn of Salvation, aka the pass king of this game, it was pretty broken when it first came out. Everyone hated it, and then it got nerfed in one of the patches. and ever since then it has fallen down. It does like no damage now, and it's just not worth the questline that you have to do for it. Now the only reason that people like even try to do the questline is because of how brain dead it was, but you know, they're no longer doing that. Now the best race in the game at the current moment. Now there's only one race left, and that race is the Vasta cars, aka the Iran cars. Now, the reason I said Iran cars is the best in the game is because let's just show you guys the clip in the background. Now, this is a Stark user. Now, Stark is the definition of unbalanced. Even though they nerf it a lot, Stark is still, and I mean still, the strongest thing in the game. And it's just insane. Like, Stark literally melts people. Like, if you run a spirit build with Stark, it's over. I don't think anyone is beating you. Unless you just fumble the bag. Because Stark is really good, and he does a lot of damage. And that, by the way, the thing I'm showing you is just them awakening. That's your awakening animation, and it does that much damage. And don't let me get started on Cerro Mozzarella. Cerro Mozzarella will melt them. Now, if you run a spirit build with Stark, it would be pretty overpowered because you have some really good moves with Spirit and Rancor. Now, you could do strength if you want, but I've never seen anyone use like strength Stark. Never seen that before. So maybe it might be good. But yeah, in the comments below, tell me guys which race is your favorite and which one you think is the best. But in my personal opinion, this is the ranking of the races. I have the Fullbringer as the weakest at the moment, then I have the Quincy's, then I have the Shinigami, and then lastly I have the Iran cars. Now, some people may disagree with it because they would think that the Shinigamis are better because of Horn of Salvation and their secondaries are looking kind of better than the Iran cars. But in my personal opinion, it's just that the Iran cars just have better everything. They have hero, they have, well, not really hero because some people don't even use their hero pitting. So yeah, but I just really like the way that the game is formatting its race at the current moment. But I do hope that in the future, like stuff like Fullbringers get more content, more stuff to do, because Fullbringer is probably the most boring quest line. Well, not quest line, the most boring progression you would have in this game if you pick the Fullbringer race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what they add next to the game. Recently, they've been adding like mini patches, but I do hope that they add like some bigger patches. And in one of the patches, they would add like a new secondary, hopefully. But yeah, tell me you guys' thoughts on the video in comments below. Kenshi sign off. Love y'all and peace.